The White House is actively working, they say, with the FBI and other agencies, investigating the deaths or disappearances under very strange circumstances in many of these of scientists who were very deeply involved in our defense, nuclear, and space programs. Fox News Digital reports that some of them have ties to UFO or UAP, as they call it, research. President Trump says he had a meeting about this yesterday and that we could have some answers in the next week and a half, calling it, quote, pretty serious stuff. With that, we bring in Chris Swecker, former assistant director of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division and an attorney. Chris, thank you very much for joining us here. These are very disturbing stories of how all of these people disappeared. Tell us, how you got interested in this story, what you've learned as you've kind of followed and dug in to what happened to all these different people.
Well, I started to get calls from media outlets asking about, what at the time was 7 scientists. Well, originally it was General McCaslin. Went off hiking, left all his personal items at home and never returned. And then that kind of expanded to 7 scientists missing or died mysteriously. Now it's up to 10. So it's really the media that's making these connections. The point that I have made several times is, this doesn't look like a grand conspiracy here by the government or anyone else to take these scientists out because they were involved with UFOs and that sort of thing. What I said is the most likely scenario in some of the cases, particularly General McCaslin and Monica Chavez, is that they worked on very sensitive technology. China and Russia and other hostile foreign intelligence services are after that information all the time. Day in and day out, there's a cat and mouse game that takes place. And these scientists are targeted at Los Alamos, at the Jet Propulsion Lab, at sensitive Air Force facilities out west. And it's an everyday occurrence. The FBI briefs them all the time and tells them what to look out for. So what may be happening here in some of these cases is modern day espionage. It's trying to grab this technology, steal it, or disrupt it, because it is very sensitive. It has application to war making and weaponry, missile technology, nuclear technology, et cetera. So, I don't think the 10 are connected, but I think something's going on in some of the cases.
So Eric Burleson, a representative from Missouri on the House Oversight Committee, has been following this closely, and he's digging into it. He says this is not normal. Watch.
This is not normal. These are some of the most advanced scientists, researchers in our nation, some of the most important people for our nation's national security efforts, and they all just mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, I was reading an account of a young woman who would be the 11th person on this list who took her own life. But she had been posting things that were disturbing in terms of saying, that there was information and that people were coming after her. Now, there's a number of reasons why she might have thought that, but one of the reasons would be that it was potentially true.
Yeah, some of them are potential suicides. Some are homicides that are explained. Yeah. For example, the Brown mass shooter went up and shot an MIT professor. You can take that one out. I mean, there's another one was a carjacking and a burglary. I think you can probably take that one out. But then there still remains some very serious concerns, and the FBI needs to be all over this. They are the only agency that does counterintelligence, is the primary and in the front lines in the realm of counterintelligence. They are the spy catchers. They are supposed to catch people who are trying to disrupt our technology or trying to steal our technology or target our professors and scientists who are working on that technology. Yeah. So, it looks to me like, this is something the FBI should have been on yesterday, and they may well have been. They don't talk about these classified cases.
Chris Swecker, as always, great to have you. Thank you very much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.